Hello and welcome to a special edition of the podcast. Tonight, we are joined um, by a very special guest. I'm going to actually allow him to introduce himself. So I'm also joined by Cory. I mean, Cory's always here. So
I'm not important, so just let's go on.
let's go to the important people here. All right. So Sean, go ahead and introduce yourself, buddy.
Yeah. Listen. First off, thanks for having me on, guys. This is awesome, especially with the new team and stuff like that. It's kind of a great way to promote our organization and kind of get the word out. So yeah. So my name's Sean Doucette from Bathurst, and you know, bringing a new senior team to the league for the upcoming season. The Rocs, the Les Rocs de Belle Baie, the Belle Baie Rocs, and we couldn't be more excited.
Man, Les Rocs de Belle. Um, can you start by talking a little bit about the background of senior hockey in Belle Baie, Petit Rocher?
Well, it's been, our area has always been known for senior hockey. If you look at the Chaleur region as a whole, you can go with the Rocs, or you can even go, back further than that with the Alpines, the Paper Makers. I mean, the history in the area is phenomenal. Senior hockey has always been a big part of the area, and obviously Major Junior came in. And then, with the Rocs in the small area like Petty Rush, I mean, they were their team for so many years. A lot of phenomenal hockey players, local players. You got Danny Cormier and Rock Bois, just to name a few that represented, the Rocs de Belle. And I remember as a kid going to watch those games, and when I grew up, that was the big league. Like that was, you strive to kind of play in that league. So it's an honor, it's a thrill for us to kind of bring back the retro of the Petty Rush Rocs and into this newer generation of hockey, and hopefully transform it back to the way it was back in the day, where people were excited and it was kind of their local team. So that's kind of what we're pushing for.
I love it, man. When did the process to bring Les Roches de Belle back to the league start?
Funny story on that, actually, was probably about 2.5 months ago. It actually kind of transpired real quick. At the gym, and a young fella approached me, a young hockey player from the area, and he was talking about how it'd be nice to have a senior league back here for the these young guys coming up, and they got nowhere to play. And so the conversation kind of started there, and I remember thinking, yeah, senior hockey would be good to bring back to the league, or back to the community. But we've tried it in the past and it hasn't worked. And we were struggling to get the numbers, and there was always something that seemed to get in the way. And for the next couple of days, I seen him afterwards, and he kept going. Geez, we should try this. We should try this. And I told him, I said, well, if you come to me, come to me with a plan, with a list of players, or give me something that we can go on. And I gave him my contact information, and later on that night, geez, he had a list of close to 20 players, local young players between the ages of 20 and 26 that were ready to go. And I said, well, if that's the case, let's see if we can do this. So the ball kind of got rolling there, and we reached out to some people, and got a few of the right people in place, and contacted President Mr. Brown, or Mr. Brun. And next thing you know, we were off to the races.
That's amazing, man. I love that some young kid came up to you in the gym. You didn't know him before that, really?
No, I mean, I knew of his name before. I've heard of Justin, it would be his name. And I know he played some decent level hockey and stuff. But I mean, to know him or to see him, I'd have no clue who it was. And to me, I guess what really kind of sparked me and got me interested was the fact that they approached me. And for the first time in a long time, we actually had numbers to go along with what they were asking for. So with the number of the local kids that are interested, with the new rules with the league and stuff like that, we're allowed to bring in so many players to our area. It just makes for a great opportunity to try to get that balance of young kids that we can develop for the future, with a good, some veterans and stuff like that in there to try to create something special. So like I said, it was important for me that they came to me, which was a big thing, like I said, and the fact that it's kind of their team, right? Like, it's going to be, we get a couple veterans in there, but now we can turn it over to them eventually and have them kind of, you know, take the baton and move forward with this. So it's not just, we're not looking at a 1 to 2 year thing with these guys, with their age and the development process that we're looking at bringing in for the senior hockey for this foreseeable future. We're going to be able to sustain a product as long as the league can keep moving forward. We'll be able to keep moving forward with the league as well.
Man, all right. So as a senior hockey junkie, Cory, I'm
Yeah.
sure you'll agree with me. That's exciting. Holy shit! It's not every team that has a youth. Like you think about Miramichi's got that too, right? Like some mix of vets, but some young talented kids there too. So I can't wait to see this. What's the reaction been like from the community?
Well, to be honest with you, we've had to keep it a little hush hush for a little bit.
Yep.
This, we came up with a release in the Rocs de Belle. I believe it was a couple of days ago. Might have been on Saturday or Friday. I'm not quite sure the date it was. But it took a little bit of time to finalize the agreement with the city of Belle Baie, or the town of Belle Baie, I should say. So we were kind of held back from releasing anything to the press. So really, this is kind of like our coming out week, like our coming out party with the Rocs de Belle and then with you guys. So it's going to be really exciting the next 2 to 3 weeks to kind of see what the response is going to be once we start releasing all this stuff. And our web page or our Facebook page is getting online there tonight. So a lot in the last 3 to 4 days has transpired for Les Rocs de Belle. And this is just the beginning, and we're really excited to move forward with this.
It's amazing, man. So it's too early for a lot of these questions that I have running through my mind, right?
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
you know what? That's
yeah,
fine. Well, I mean, you're gonna get a modest answer. I mean, we're not gonna jump too far ahead. So
no, I know, but my mind goes immediately like, oh man, coaches, GMs, players.
yeah,
Let's get to that someday.
yeah.
What
Well,
can the
listen.
fans expect this fall?
Well, I can tell you this. We're gonna be young. There's no question at that. But I and you used a great example when you talk about Miramichi. I mean, look what they were able to do in the last few years with their organization. I mean, they started off a lot like we did, right? A lot of young guys came in with a good mix of veterans. Jeff Wilson, Chris Keating. They had Grant Donovan last year. They had those old war horses that's been there, done that. Wore the T-shirt that was able to bring these young guys and kind of educate them on what senior hockey is all about. And look what they did in a short time. And they surrounded themselves with the right people, with the right players, got the right fit, played the right kind of game, the right kind of hockey, and went out and won themselves a championship. And they did all this in a few short years. And that's kind of the stepping stones that we're looking forward to moving in our direction, is the kind of a similar page as what they took. We're gonna bring into the young kids, surround them with a good bunch of veterans, pay a lot of attention to developing them at the senior level, and hopefully in the very foreseeable future, kind of moving ourselves into a situation where our fans can be, maybe we got something here, in the playoffs to maybe go out and capture a championship for the town of Belle Baie and the community of Shore.
I love that, man. Are you returning to the ice, Sean?
Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna lie, I got the bug back. It's a niche that really needs to be scratched. So, given my age and stuff like that, I've been working hard. I've been back in the gym trying to get myself ready for this upcoming season. How big of a role I'm going to play on the ice is yet to be seen. Like I said, we want to get the young kids out there and develop them and surround them. So for me, it's more going to be of a mentorship, trying to, just work with them and try to coach them through the process. And like I said, bring in the right people and surround ourselves with the right people and see what happens.
It's amazing, man. Cory, you have anything that you want to ask to our new friend from Petit Rocher or from Bathurst?
I think you asked most of the questions on my mind. To me, when a new team like this gets formed, I'm a big history buff, and it adds to this community's history. And as you said
Mhm.
at the beginning, it's a long history. So It's exciting to see, and I really can't wait. October is still too far away for me, but I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, man, listen, I appreciate it. It's you're not the only one. We got a lot. We got a lot of excited people here that are waiting to get out there and see what happens. And to go back to your question about the fans, I mean, we're looking to put a product on the ice that not only we're proud of, but the fans are proud of. Um, you know, there's a lot of news with this. I mean, it's not just a new team in a place that's got a lot of history. But if you think of the community of Belle Baie, this is a new community that was just formed in the last couple of years as well, right? So, we're kind of taking on that role that we want to represent this new community with the best possible team or the best way that we can, both on and off the ice. That's going to be a big part of our, going out, not just, putting stuff together for the fans on the ice, but what we can do for them off the ice as well. So, like I said earlier, we're just looking forward to the opportunity to representing and getting back on the ice and bringing senior hockey back to the area because, man, this is definitely a community that loves senior hockey.
100%, man. So for anybody that doesn't know, Belle Baie was formed through the amalgamation. And I think you guys have like Town of Beresford, Nigadoo, Petit Rocher,
Point
Poinval.
Valve. I do believe
Yeah,
Point Valve. Yeah.
yeah. So
So,
like
yeah.
a bunch of those little areas just outside Bathurst there. So because people are going to see this and be like, where the hell's Belle Baie?
Yeah.
When I tell people
Yeah.
I'm from Bodivage, they're like, what's Bodivage?
Yeah, exactly. So, no, we're going to, like I said, if we can do our best to kind of to put them, I shouldn't say put them on the map. I mean, they have enough great stuff going on back in the area that puts them on the map, but just kind of contribute to the new formation of this new community under the name of Belle Baie. That would be fantastic.
Man, I love it. Sean, thanks for joining me. We love having you on. If there's anything else you want to get to, you can feel free to let it go. But if anybody's interested in more information or wants to possibly try out or anything like that, who should they contact?
Well, like I said, if they want more information, stay tuned because our senior page is coming up here probably within the next few hours. There'll be phone numbers, there'll be contact information on there. Hopefully, within the next 2 to 3 days, we'll have another big announcement with the general manager. Who, man, if we can come to an agreement with this individual, man, we're going to be so pumped, and there's going to be a lot of hockey buffs who really know this name and they're going to say, wow, like these guys are for real if they got this guy coming to the helm. So, like I said, we're just excited, and man, I can't believe. Like I said, I just the fact that we got to announce this on the podcast that I know a lot of listeners and a lot of fans of the league listen to. Uh, just thanks for supporting the league. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy the product that we bring forward when we come to your area, and we're just pumped about next year.
All right, man. We can't wait to get to Belle Baie. We can't wait to get to a game in your rink. How's the food? How's the food at the rink in Petit Rocher?
Man, listen, it's an independent, it's an older gentleman
Okay.
that cooks there, and he makes a mean poutine, man.
All right, all right. You're talking my language, Sean. I
Yeah,
like
no, he
it.
makes a he makes a mean poutine, and just so you guys know, we'll let you in on a little secret. We'll give a little taste of what's coming up. All our local games, up until it gets too cold to do so, we're going to be having tailgate parties with barbecues and stuff like that outside the
Ooh.
rink prior to the
Awesome.
game. So we're going to be having hopefully different local, if we can, couple local restaurants that'll be sponsoring our team, catering in some good old fashioned wings and some other stuff, some other special tailgate food for our fans. So, like I said, food is not going to be a problem. I don't think at the Belle Bay hockey games.
Well, goddamn! I was already excited to get to Belle Baie for a game. Now you got me way too excited, Sean. All right, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for
but
being here, and I'm sure we'll be talking again really soon.
boys, listen, thanks for having us, and any chance that we get to promote our team and this wonderful league, let us know. We'll be on board.
Thank you, Sean.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right,
All
man.
right,
We'll
guys,
talk
have
to
a
you
good night.
soon. And
All right,
thanks
boys.
for tuning
Cheers.
in. Later, boys.
Bye.